MP Bimol Akoijam for the first time spoke in the parliament yesterday, drawing the attention of the central leaders about Manipur. MP Dr. Angomsa Bimol Akoijam claims that silence of central leaders over Manipur crisis is not a unique thing. Rather, it is a reflection of the general continuity of the colonial era in post-colonial periods. The newly elected MP of Inner Manipur Parliamentary Constituency, Dr. Angomsa Bimol Akoijam, raised concern about Manipur crisis in Parliament yesterday while presenting motion of thanks. Anguished by silence of the Prime Minister and exclusions of the President's speech on Manipur crisis that has been undergoing for more than 1 year, Bimol says that this silence is not normal. It is a reminder of the fact that which many scholars have said that there is a continuity of the colonial in post-colonial periods. Highlighting the pains and the suffering peoples of states are going through, he says that more than 60,000 peoples were homeless, 1,000 houses vandalized, and 200 peoples have lost their life. It's not a joke. There has been civil war-like situations where peoples are forced to take arms, fighting each other and defending their villages. But the Indian states still remain as mute spectators to this tragedy that has been occurring from last 1 year. He questions the inability to protect life and property of states when each and every square of lands in Manipur is covered by central armed forces. It is one of the most militarized areas in the country where armed policemen is more than civil police besides armed forces of the unions. Despite of this, how more than 60,000 people were rendered homeless and thousands of houses were destroyed. And yet our Prime Ministers remain silent and don't mention in President's speech, he rebuked. I would keep quiet the moment the Prime Minister opened his mouth and Nationalist Party says that Manipur is a part of India and we will care for the peoples that states. Only then I will accept what is nationalism, expressed Bimol. Recalling the contribution made by the Manipuri in different fields such as Major Laishram Jotin's recipients of the Asok Chakra, Ngangom's Joy Datta, recipients of the Bir Chakra, Mary Kom, Kunjarani, Laishram Sarita, Mirabai Chanu, Ratan Tiams, Aribam Siam Sarma. He says that remaining silent and not thinking about Manipur crisis is almost similar to dishonoring them by central governments. Keep your hands on your hearts and think about 60,000 homeless people, life of women who will become widowed due to this crisis. Then you talk about the nationalisms, he urged.
Dishonoring the likes of the youths who hold the tricolor in international platforms, the likes of Mary Kom, Sarita, Kunjarani, and Mirabai Chanu, you are saying that you don't matter in this country. Your state doesn't matter in this country. You are also saying that the likes of Ratan Tiam, the icon of the culture of this country, Aribam Sham Sarma, don't matter in this country. If you have an iota of concern for this state, there would not have been a silence. There would not have been a silence in this house, nor in the presidential address. This must be registered.
Please raise your point of order.
If you wanted to doubt the nationality and the nationalism of the people of that state, you must realize that these people have fought for the country. These people have brought Lural to this country. Can you negate this fact? We are talking about the inclusion of the Northeast history after 75 years. That's a classic exclusion. India was an anthropological subject, not a historical subject in the eyes of the colonial forces. And today, the Northeast remains outside of the history of the Indian history textbook. That is why you treat them as the other. And that's the silence. And the silence on the Manipur tragedy is not unique. It is a reflection of this general continuity of the colonial in the post-colonial. It is sad to see a nationalist party like the BJP will feel comfortable with this silence on the tragedy of Manipur. Keep your hands on your heart and think about the 60,000 people who are linguistic in relief camps. And those mothers, those widows, think of them. And then you talk about nationalism.